If anything you hear today resonates, please share it with someone who might need it. Your stories and comments are essential to building the supportive community we all deserve. We're here for honest, judgment-free dialogue. Your voice matters. The journey of being a stepmom, especially without biological children, is rarely discussed and often misunderstood. My goal is to share the real, unfiltered truth, both the beautiful and the messy parts. By sharing our stories, we break down isolation and remind each other you are not alone. Let's begin this journey together, with honesty and open hearts. Sometimes, if I'm being completely honest with myself, I truly dislike being a stepmom. It's a feeling that creeps in unexpectedly, often when I'm already feeling stretched thin. It's not a constant state of being, but rather a fleeting yet powerful wave of resentment and frustration. There, I said it. It feels almost taboo to admit, even to myself. The guilt that follows is immediate and heavy, but the feeling itself is real and valid. It's a part of the stepmother experience that often goes unacknowledged. We're expected to be endlessly patient, a constant source of support and understanding. We're supposed to seamlessly blend into a pre-existing family dynamic, offering unwavering love and acceptance. And grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this family, for the chance to nurture and guide these children. We're told how lucky we are, and sometimes we even try to convince ourselves of it, but the reality is far more complex. It's a tangled web of emotions, expectations, and responsibilities that can feel incredibly overwhelming at times. It's a role that demands constant negotiation, compromise, and selflessness. There are days when the emotional labor is exhausting, when I feel like I'm constantly mediating conflicts, anticipating needs, and managing everyone else's feelings. It's a never-ending cycle of giving and giving, often with little reciprocation. And I question every choice that led me here. Was this the right decision? Am I strong enough to handle this? Will I ever truly feel like I belong? These doubts can be deafening, especially during moments of stress or conflict. It's not about lacking love for my partner or stepchildren. My love for them is genuine and deep. It's about something else entirely. It's about the role itself being incredibly difficult and often thankless. It's about the constant feeling of walking on eggshells, of trying to navigate a family dynamic that was established long before I arrived. The feeling of being an outsider in your own home, even when you're surrounded by the people you love, can be overwhelming. It's a loneliness that's hard to describe, a sense of not quite belonging, of always being on the periphery. These moments aren't shared on social media, where everyone else seems to have the perfect blended family. They're silent battles fought behind closed doors. They're the tears shed in private, the frustrations whispered into pillows, the moments of quiet desperation that no one else sees. Ignoring these feelings only gives them more power. Suppressing them allows them to fester and grow, eventually leading to resentment and burnout. Acknowledging the difficulty is the first step toward managing it. It's about giving yourself permission to feel what you feel, without judgment or shame. It's okay to love your family and still struggle with your role. It's okay to admit that being a stepmom is hard, even when you wouldn't trade it for the world. Both truths can exist at the same time. You can love your stepchildren fiercely and still feel overwhelmed by the challenges of stepfamily life. It's a complex and nuanced reality, and it's important to acknowledge all aspects of it. One of the hardest parts of being a childless stepmom, something that often gets overlooked, is navigating the complex landscape of a family history that you weren't a part of. It's a unique challenge, a delicate dance of respecting the past while trying to carve out your own space in the present and future. It requires empathy, patience, and a deep understanding that you're joining a story already in progress, is facing the invisible wall of shared history. It's a wall built of memories, experiences, and inside jokes that predate your arrival. You see the laughter, the shared glances, the unspoken understanding that comes from years of knowing each other, and you realize you're on the outside looking in. It can feel incredibly isolating, like you're missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. My partner and his kids have memories and traditions built over years of shared experiences, holidays celebrated, and milestones reached together. These are the stories that bind them, the threads that weave their family tapestry. I can only hear about secondhand. I wasn't there for those first steps, those childhood Christmases, those family vacations. I can listen to the stories, try to imagine myself in those moments, but I can never truly experience them in the same way. It's like reading a book versus living the adventure. Sometimes I feel like a guest in my own life, observing a family dynamic that existed long before I arrived. It's a strange feeling being present but not fully integrated, like an observer rather than a participant, excluded from their inside jokes and stories. Those little moments of connection, the shared laughter over a forgotten memory, can sometimes feel like a reminder of my outsider status. It's not that they're intentionally excluding me, but rather that these are bonds forged in a time and place where I wasn't present. It's not intentional, but it's isolating. It can lead to feelings of loneliness and disconnection, a sense of not quite belonging. It's important to acknowledge these feelings and find healthy ways to cope with them. My stepchildren have a mother who will always be their anchor, the woman who nurtured them from birth, who knows them in a way I never can. That bond is irreplaceable and deserves to be honored. And I respect that bond. It's crucial to acknowledge the importance of their relationship with their mother and to never try to replace her. My role is different, and that's okay. Over time, I've learned I can't erase their past, nor would I want to. Their history is a part of who they are, and it's important to respect and acknowledge it. Nor should I want to. Trying to erase or diminish their past would be disrespectful and ultimately damaging to our relationship. Instead, I've learned to embrace their history and find my own place within it. Instead, I focus on building new memories and traditions with them, creating shared experiences that will become part of our collective story. These new traditions can be anything from a special holiday tradition to a weekly game night. Ones that are uniquely ours. These are the moments that will define our blended family, the memories that we will cherish together for years to come. I ask questions, listen, genuinely interested in their lives and experiences, both past and present. I want to understand their perspectives, their hopes, and their fears, and create space for connection. I make an effort to be present and available, to offer support and understanding, and to foster open communication. My role is different, not less. I'm not their mother, and I don't try to be. I'm a supportive figure in their lives, a friend, a confidant, and a source of love and guidance. It's about adding a new chapter to their story. A chapter filled with new experiences, new perspectives, and new opportunities for growth and connection. One I get to help write. I have the privilege of contributing to their lives, of shaping their future, and of creating a loving and supportive family environment. That's where I find meaning. In the small moments of connection, in the shared laughter, in the knowledge that I'm making a positive difference in their lives. It's not always easy, but it's incredibly rewarding. Few things hurt more than being told you're not a real mom. Whether it's said casually or in anger, it stings. Your love and effort feel dismissed. For those of us without biological children, this can be even harder. Our motherhood is a daily choice, not a biological fact. We pack lunches, help with homework, and love deeply, but the world often sees us with an asterisk. I felt the awkwardness of being asked, "Are you the real mom?" and not knowing how to answer. We must define motherhood for ourselves. It's about action, love, and showing up. We are real in every way that counts. Our role is vital. Never let anyone make you feel otherwise. Validate yourself, even when the world does not. Let's talk about jealousy. It's real, and it's tough to admit. I've felt jealous of the biological mom, of the bond she shares with her kids, and even of my partner's experience as a parent. It's not about wanting to replace anyone. It's about feeling inadequate or unseen. Sometimes I grieve the experience of biological motherhood I may never have. These emotions are tangled and hard to unravel. I've learned to approach jealousy with curiosity, not shame. Usually it points to a place where I feel insecure or unappreciated. Addressing the root helps me grow and connect more honestly. Self-compassion is key. In step-parenting, it's the small moments that matter most. Forget grand gestures. Real connection is built through tiny, everyday interactions. I remember the first time my stepson told me about his day without prompting. A simple, powerful sign of trust. Or when my stepdaughter leaned on me for comfort after a tough day. These moments aren't dramatic, but they're everything. They prove my efforts aren't in vain. I celebrate these small wins as the true milestones. They weave me into the fabric of our family. On hard days, these memories keep me going. Stepping into this new family dynamic, I felt a profound sense of uncertainty. The path ahead seemed unclear, filled with potential pitfalls and emotional complexities. It was a moment of reckoning, a crossroads where I had to decide how I would navigate this unfamiliar terrain. I realized I had a choice. Focus on what I'm not, on the perceived shortcomings and the things I couldn't change. I could dwell on the absence of a traditional family structure, the challenges of blending households, and the inherent difficulties of step-parenting. I could let these negative thoughts consume me, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of disconnection and resentment. Or I could choose to build bridges to what I can be, to focus on the possibilities for connection, growth, and love. I could embrace the opportunity to create a unique and fulfilling family dynamic, one built on mutual respect, understanding, and genuine affection. This path wouldn't be easy, but it offered the promise of a richer, more meaningful experience for everyone involved. The first bridge was with myself, a journey of self-discovery and acceptance. I knew that before I could connect with anyone else, I needed to understand and embrace my own worth, my own strengths, and my own vulnerabilities. This meant practicing radical self-acceptance and letting go of comparison. It was about acknowledging my imperfections, forgiving my mistakes, and celebrating my unique qualities. It was also about releasing the need to measure myself against others, to compare my journey to theirs, and to strive for an unattainable ideal. I learned to find my worth within, not in a title, not in external validation, but in the inherent value of being myself. I realized that my worth wasn't tied to my role as a stepmother, or to any other label that society might impose. It was simply about being a good person, striving to live authentically, and contributing positively to the world around me. Next, I built a bridge with my partner, the foundation of our blended family. This required open communication, vulnerability, and a willingness to work through challenges together. It was built through honest, kind communication, where we could share our feelings, our fears, and our hopes without judgment. We learned to listen actively, to empathize with each other's perspectives, and to find common ground even when we disagreed. We created check-in times to talk about family dynamics, to address any issues that arose, and to ensure that we were both on the same page. We discussed everything from parenting styles to household responsibilities, from financial matters to emotional needs. We learned to navigate the complexities of blended family life and support each other through the inevitable ups and downs. We made a conscious effort to prioritize our relationship, to nurture our connection, and to create a safe and loving space for our family to thrive. Finally, I focused on connecting with the kids, building individual relationships based on trust, respect, and genuine interest. I understood that I wasn't there as a replacement mom, but as another adult who cared about their well-being. My role was to be a trusted adult, a supportive presence in their lives, someone they could turn to for guidance, encouragement, and understanding. I found shared interests, activities that we could enjoy together, creating opportunities for bonding and connection. I also created one-on-one moments, dedicated time to spend with each child individually, allowing us to get to know each other better and build a stronger connection. These small, authentic connections became the foundation of our relationship, the building blocks of a blended family that felt like home. Building bridges is slow, a gradual process that requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to adapt. But it leads to real belonging, to a sense of connection and acceptance that transcends bloodlines and traditional family structures. It's about showing up, being present, and making a conscious effort to connect with the people in your life. It's about being consistent, reliable, and committed to building strong and lasting relationships again and again. That's how connection grows, how families are formed, and how love flourishes in the most unexpected places. I can't do this alone, and neither can you. The isolation of being a stepmom is real, but it shatters when you find others on the same path. Me too are the most healing words. Community, whether a support group, online forum, or a friend, makes all the difference. These are the people who truly get it. Sharing stories and struggles is profoundly validating. Our challenges aren't personal flaws, they're part of a complex family dynamic. In these spaces, we find strength, laughter, and solutions. We're building a network of support, woven from shared experience. Together, we are resilient. My journey isn't over. There will be hard days and doubts. My promise is to keep showing up for my family and for myself. I'll honor my feelings, seek support, and celebrate my unique role. I'll keep building bridges and cherishing small wins. And I promise to hold this space for us, a place to feel seen and understood. Share your experiences in the comments. Your story could help someone else. Let's turn this into a living support group. Subscribe to stay connected for more honest conversations. Remember, you are resilient, you matter, and you are not alone. Thank you for being here. We're stronger together.